Hi, good afternoon. Welcome to Sports Today. Well, another big day in the context of this Oval Test match between India and England. India, of course, have a lead of 171 runs thanks to Rohit Sharma's first overseas Test match 100 and a gutsy half century from Chiteshwar Pujara. Having said all of that, India 270 for three. In the second innings, they were bowled out for 191. England were bowled out for 290, which meant England had a lead of 99. But India have not only wiped off that deficit, they have taken a 171 run lead now. Batting has been, it's been a very good track to bat on these last 2 days. You saw that for England, you saw that for India. Rohit Sharma, of course, was a knock of a genius who's transformed his game from this aggressive opener in one day's T20Is, and he's really shaped and remodeled his game to survive in Test cricket and do well. In fact, he's been one of the most successful Test openers over the last year and a half or thereabouts. He's just gone from strength to strength, and it was such a delight to watch him bat alongside Chiteshwar Pujara, who has been criticized also for his lack of runs, but he delivered alongside Rohit Sharma. Rohit was involved in a big partnership, 80 odd run partnership with KL Rahul, and then put on a 150 run partnership with Chiteshwar Pujara, putting India in good stead. Now the onus is of course on Virat Kohli, who's batting with Ravindra Jadeja at number 5. Jadeja came out again ahead of Rahane and Rishabh Pant, which means India will rely on these two to try and extend that lead, 171 run lead. The pitch is still a belter. This is a very good track to bat on. From the pictures that we saw today, that the BCCI tweeted, it looks like it's going to be pretty sunny day at the Oval, which means England will continue to struggle to find any swing and lateral movement. There's been no help for them of the pitch. The conditions haven't helped the swing bowlers, and that bowling attack is now looking a little one-dimensional. Of course, England picked up those 2 wickets with the second new ball, and that England thought would be a deciding factor. Ollie Robinson came in and in this first over struck to remove the two well-settled batsmen Rohit Sharma and Cheteshwar Pujara, but Virat Kohli, who is now in fine form, alongside Ravindra Jadeja, added 30 odd runs for that fourth wicket to try and get that lead, to stretch that lead further. What is going to be that kind of that what is going to be the kind of target that England that India would want to set for England? This there's been plenty of talk around that. The pitch is not doing much. How much should India look to set England, and how long should they bat? You first off assume that they'd want to bat these two sessions. India has scored at a fair clip. If you look at the innings run rate, it's 2.93. They've batted 92 overs to score 270. They've scored at almost 3 runs and over. They want to probably push and up the ante a little bit further in the course of this day. Day four. Also, interestingly, the BCCI tweeted. Remember, Stumps was called about half an hour early, about few minutes early because of bad light. So there will be an extra half hour available. I'll just tell you the playing schedule today in India Standard Time: 3:30 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. morning session. That's just about now. It starts in 21 minutes from now on. 6:10 to 8:10 p.m. is the second session, the afternoon session, and 8:30 p.m. to 10:48 p.m. is that last session. So an extra half hour is available and 95 overs to be bowled. And even as I read this out to you, I'll just try and get you some breaking news from England, where BCCI has tweeted that 4 members of the of Team India support staff to remain in isolation. I'll just quickly go through the press release as I talk about as I try to summarize the timings for today. 95 overs are going to be bowled today. Remember, we have to make up for lost time. The BCCI medical team has isolated Mr. Ravi Shastri, Bharat Arun, bowling coach, R. Sridhar, fielding coach, and Mr. Nitin Patel, physiotherapist, as precautionary measure after Mr. Shastri's lateral flow test returned positive last evening. They have undergone RT-PCR testing and shall remain in the team hotel and not travel with Team India until confirmation from the medical team. The remaining members of the Team India contingent underwent 2 lateral flow tests, one last night and another this morning. The members, upon returning negative COVID reports, were allowed to proceed for day 4 of the ongoing fourth test at the Oval. So that's That's the big breaking news then from the Oval. Ravi Shastri, Bharat Arun, R. Sridhar, and Nitin Patel, the physiotherapist, as a precautionary measure, have been um, isolated, and they will remain in isolation. So that's the bit that we're getting from the Oval. Well, then that's that's what we know at this stage. Of course, this is a statement from the BCCI. We'll try and get you more updates on what's happening. This is also to put in perspective what sort of a game this has been. Um, Shubham Malik, someone we don't understand why people have to be so rude sometimes. It's we better off without people like you. Badri Narayan Samal, can India win with a lead of more than 300? With a lead of 300, that would be really ideal. But also, Badri, you have to look at the kind of time that India batting out, because so far there has been nothing in this pitch for the bowlers after that first day, of course, where England got some purchase and knocked India out quickly. Then there was the innings from Shardul Thakur, but there, apart from that, there was little in it for the bowlers, and they have really struggled. Um, this is that kind of a day where England will look to try and get those early wickets. This spell with the new ball, that first hour and a half will be extremely critical for England. They want to try and get Virat Kohli out quickly, because after Virat Kohli, you look at the others. Ravindra Jadeja, they have wanted. India have expected Jadeja to look at that to look to have tried to back him up as an extra batting option. Hasn't quite worked out. Rahane is not in form. Rishabh Pant has really struggled with his shot selection. So a lot of the onus will be on Virat Kohli and how he steers the Indian innings. And England would want to see his back. So that first hour and a half will really be about that battle between England's pacers and Virat Kohli. This is going to be a very fascinating phase of play. Of course, we'll come back with more updates at lunch when Boria Majumdar joins you. And I've also given you some breaking news from the Oval, where Ravi Shastri, Bharat Arun, R. Sridhar, and Nitin Patel have been asked to isolate after returning uh, positive tests on the lateral floor tests. Well, Indrajit Chaudhary, this new ball might take 2 wickets very quickly, and that is exactly what India will have to guard against. They've lost those 2 wickets to the new ball. Rohit Sharma's dismissal was a bit odd. That ball stopped on it a little bit. It wasn't the new ball's doing per se, but yes, you're right. They'll have to guard against the new ball, even though the sun seems to be out in its full glory around the Oval. Well, then, that's that. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a good afternoon. We'll join you very soon with updates from the first session. Do subscribe to Sports Today and keep tuning in. Thank you.